Sources tell me the leftist influencers got out in time. This is literally a white supremacist Stu Peters. Trump. Next, we're going to go to war with Cuba. Watch what happens. I'm lost for words at this point, says white supremacist Stu Peters. Natalie Wynn, Contrapoints, quote retweets this guy, says, sources tell me the leftist influencers got out in time. Please, God. This information tracker says Korea, Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Indonesia, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Guatemala, and now Cuba, yet another country yearning for liberal democracy, only to be destroyed by brutal Hasanism. Thank you, Contrapoints, for speaking out. We can't keep letting him destroy the countries. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with her. I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know what the fuck happened. But it's so strange. It's so strange to behave like this. I guess, I mean, once a Islamophobic sex pestiny orbiter, always a Islamophobic sex pestiny orbiter. Yeah. Sources tell me leftist influencers, she blocked me a long time ago, obviously, but Caroline says, Natalie, what's your fucking problem? Yeah, I don't know if it's like the Clintonite brainworms or if it's just like not taking criticism well. Douchey equated you to a wife beater the other day as well. She's gone off the deep end. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with her. I hope she is, I hope she's doing all right. I wish her well. She has started what I like to call J.K. Rowling posting on the timeline. I don't want to be too mean, but like the vibe and the attitude of her posts remind me of the same kind of like hyper focus and brain rot only demonstrated by the Harry Potter author herself. Live long enough on the timeline and you turn into a villain. Yeah, I think I saw this one. The coat was heavy. Yeah. What did you do to help Cuba? I strongly advocated that we not elect the president who would invade them. By the way, I'm willing to bet, and I mean this sincerely, a lot of my naysayers at least do post enough, right? Or were active during the election cycle. I don't even think she was. Like, I have been more hands-on involved in the last election cycle and have never stopped being hands-on involved in the American political process a lot more significantly than a random bread tuber who delivers like 1 8-hour video every fucking 3 months or 4 months if you're lucky and collects Patreon cash in the process. So I do find this a little strange when people are like, well, I voted. Yeah, okay, so did I. And not only that, but also I haven't stopped because for me, politics doesn't end when, Democrats win or lose, right? It doesn't end for the people that we're talking about. You were visibly at the DNC trying to help push the campaign in the right direction. I know. I went back and looked, and she made a few posts about how Biden should drop out in July 2024, retweeted Harris accepting the nomination, and made one post about the anti-electoral left, then didn't mention the election from July to November 2024. She's lying here. It's very strange, dude. Also, there was a Democratic president in 2023 and in 2024, or in 2023 and 2024, yeah, that was responsible for Cuba being starved and being blockaded, that, caused tremendous harm. He also happened to be the vice president of Barack Obama, who actually did aid Cuba in a very meaningful way. So this doesn't even reach that same standard of like, oh, guess what? Democrats are far better to Cuba than Republicans. Like, Joseph Robinette Biden absolutely continued Trump's cruel policies against Cuba. But that's what I think is the real problem here. For a lot of these people, it's just basically like I tweeted, and that's all. Like politics ends and begins at like I tweeted a couple times for Kamala Harris, and I voted for Kamala Harris. What more do you want from me? You guys actually are far worse than me. You people who go out and protest when a Democrat's in charge, but you also go out and continue protesting when a Republican's in charge. Like, you people are actually far worse than me, a person who did objectively nothing, right? Nothing at all. That's usually what it is. And it's the same energy about like Cuba as well, because like she's being so ruthless and so silly about like people that went to Cuba and delivered humanitarian aid. It's like, well, that pales in comparison to what I did, which is nothing, right? Yeah. Oh, you care about other people and you actually did go out there? Well, then it's performative. You actually engaged in a performative act by actually going out there and trying to do something, which pales in comparison to my strategy, which is to fucking do nothing at all. You know? I think there is this real anger that a lot of people have towards those who are frustrated with the way that the current system is designed, that actually do want to make this change, because they don't fucking want to make that change at all. They're, somewhat benefiting from the current system, or at least like, even when the current system is unbelievably violent to trans people, for example, you can like withstand the worst damages, I guess, or you think you can just like keep your head down. I think you talked about this recently, may have been on the pod, Johns, the jealousy of actual activists from the do nothing Dems. Contrapoints' fall from grace has been fascinating. Someone who de-radicalized young men and moved them to the left, now absolutely mauling over someone who also de-radicalizes even more young men, all downstream from the lucrative Hillary glazing interview. Lemau, amazing. What is this? She never de-radicalized anybody. That was a self-proclaimed title. She's always just another smug millennial Reddit atheist who we all had to pretend to take seriously because of video essays when you can name 10 people more knowledgeable and influential in the same area. I mean, I don't think so. I think she played a decent role in like teaching people about transphobia, shitting on Jordan Peterson, things like that. It's just, but that's all it was. Matt Lieb about Natalie. Damn, I hope Trump doesn't attempt the genocide in Cuba, because then you'd have to wait 2 years to say a single word about it. Oh my God. But yeah, it's I don't know. I sometimes I think it's like envy masquerading as like sincere political disagreements. Maybe a personal distaste. Also masquerading as political disagreements, but this happens all the fucking time with people that exhibit critical levels of Hasan derangement syndrome, where they just look to world changing events and they immediately assume that I will be either in favor of it or against it. And if I'm against it, then I must be really devastated by it. So it's good that it happened, And I see this with like neo-Nazis on the timeline all the time, like there was that one who was talking about how like Zoran can't commit the fast and free buses until like next year or something. And they were like, oh, this is going to really piss off Hasan. And it had like 10,000 likes. I was like, damn, dude, I don't even fucking live in New York, That's such a strange way to view the world. But I don't expect this from, I don't know, people who are supposed to be center left in their politics. Very strange. It's the internet. When she logs on to Twitter, she sees a bunch of snarky comments in her replies, and that makes her big mad. So she gets in a defensive posture and thinks she has to fight the internet. Yeah.